Hello everybody, we're going to hit you with another presidential election. This one, the election of 2004. It's going to be a barn burner. Bush going to go for the second term. Can he get it done? Let's find that out right now. Now we're going to start off with the incumbent party, and that is the Republican Party. The incumbent, George W. Bush of Texas, becomes a wartime president not even a year into his presidency. The attacks on the United States by Al-Qaeda on September 11, 2001 leads to the United States invading Afghanistan, and then 2 years later, the invasion of Iraq that toppled Saddam Hussein. So his popularity rose as a wartime president, and he really doesn't have any opposition to a second term, so he is easily renominated by the Republican National Convention. He is going to bring back along for the ride his Vice President Dick Cheney of Wyoming. Now that we have a Republican ticket of Bush and Cheney, let's go to the Democrats. Now for the Democrats, their nomination is going to be a little bit more wide open. The Democrats are going to put on the board for nomination Senator John Kerry of Massachusetts, Senator John Edwards of North Carolina, Howard Dean of Vermont, Wesley Clark of Arkansas, Congressman Dennis Kucinich of Ohio, Al Sharpton of New York, Senator Joe Lieberman of Connecticut. Remember, he was the 2000 Democratic Vice Presidential nominee, Congressman Dick Gephardt of Missouri, Carl Moseley Brown of Illinois, and Senator Bob Graham of Florida. Excuse me. But at the end of the day, it is going to be Kerry who receives the presidential nomination by the Democratic Party, and he's going to select Mr. Edwards, Senator Edwards, as his running mate. Now that we have our Republican ticket of Bush and Cheney and our Democratic ticket of Kerry and Edwards, let's go to the campaign trail and see who's going to win this thing. Now, Bush is going to focus his campaign on national security, presenting himself as a decisive leader in contrast to Kerry as a flip-flopper. This strategy was designed to convey to American voters the idea that Bush could be trusted to be tough on terrorism, while Kerry would be uncertain in the face of danger. Bush also sought to portray Kerry as a Massachusetts liberal, much like his father did to Michael Dukakis in 1988, who was out of touch with mainstream Americans. One of Kerry's slogans was stronger at home, respected in the world. This advanced the suggestion that Kerry would pay more attention to domestic concerns. It also encapsulated Kerry's contention that Bush had alienated allies by his foreign policy. Now, according to one exit poll, people who voted for Bush cited the issues of terrorism and traditional values as the most important factors in their decision. Kerry's supporters cited the war in Iraq, the economy and jobs, and health care. Now, over the course of Bush's first term in office, his extremely high approval ratings immediately following the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks steadily dwindled, peaking only during combat operations in Iraq in the spring of 2003, and again following the capture of Saddam Hussein in December of the same year. Kerry's supporters attempted to capitalize on the dwindling popularity to rally anti-war sentiment. Now, in March 2004, the Bush-Cheney campaign was criticized by 2004 Racism Watch. The organization took offense to a campaign ad which showed a man who was possibly Middle Eastern in a negative light. 2004 Racism Watch issued a press release calling on the campaign to pull the ad, calling it disturbing and offensive. Now, during August and September of 2004, there was intense focus on events that occurred in the late 60s and early 70s. Bush was accused of failing to fulfill his required service in the Texas Air National Guard. However, the focus quickly shifted to the conduct of CBS News after they aired a segment on 60 Minutes Wednesday introducing what became known as the Killian documents. Serious doubts about the document's authenticity quickly emerged, leading CBS to appoint a review panel that eventually resulted in the firing of the news producer and other significant staffing changes. Now, meanwhile, Kerry was accused by the Swift Vets and POWs for Truth, who averred that the phony war crimes charges, his exaggerated claims about his own service in Vietnam, and its deliberate misrepresentation of the nature and effectiveness of swift boat operations compels us to step forward. The group challenged the legitimacy of each of the combat medals awarded to Carey by the Navy and the disposition of his discharge. Now, in the beginning of September, the successful Republican National Convention, along with the allegations by Carey's former mates, gave Bush his first comfortable margin since Carey had won the nomination. A post-convention Gallup poll showed the president leading the senator by 14 points. Now, before we go to the results, because it is a barn burner, 4 days before the election, excerpts of a video of Osama bin Laden, remember the leader of Al-Qaeda at this time, addressing the American people were broadcast on Al Jazeera. In his remarks, bin Laden mentions the 9/11 attacks and taunted Bush over his response to them. In the days following the video's release, Bush's lead over Kerry increased by several points. And with that in mind, let's get to the results right now. Now, this election is going to be a barn burner. It's going to be a close result, but George W. Bush is going to win the second term. He receives 286 electoral votes to Kerry's 251. 31 states are going to end up voting Republican and vote for Bush. 19 states in the District of Columbia are going to vote Democratic and vote for Kerry. In terms of the popular vote, is 50.7% for Bush and 48.3% for Kerry. Now, Bush is not going to be able to serve a third term, as we all know, by the 22nd Amendment. So the election of 2008, which is our next to last election video in the series, we'll see who will replace him. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this election of 2004. I hope you got a lot out of this video. If you haven't seen any of my previous videos, go ahead and watch those if you want. And with that, we will see you next time with the election of 2008. 2 more left.